Coming up next on Let's Talk Tech, we've got a ton of leaks, including the Google Pixel 4, plus Huawei's under fire again, and Amazon Alexa is getting sued again. Let's Talk Tech.
Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Talk Tech, the podcast where we talk about technology. I'm Aidan and that's Bryce.
What's up, everyone?
So, as you see, they haven't fixed him yet. He's not fixed.
Oh no! I'm just gonna say it. I'm sorry, I don't care. I'm gonna say the same. We say the same thing every episode.
Every single week, it's the same thing. And routine is good.
Yeah.
People have
this
come
way,
to expect.
everyone knows this is Let's Talk Tech. This is not the imposter podcasts that are out there.
Yeah.
This is the real deal.
Everybody has come to expect your what's ups.
Yeah.
Everyone
has come to expect your hello, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Talk Tech. I'm Aidan, and that's Bryce. So,
I mean, that's the highlight of everybody's week, I'm sure.
Yeah. Anyways, we've got a big episode. It is episode 20, so a big celebration there. Another milestone has been reached. Let's talk, though, about some leaks, because there was a lot of leaks going on.
Yeah.
Leaky faucet going on this week. Starting with the Google Pixel 4. You might remember we talked about the Pixel 3a last week, your brand new phone.
Yeah.
Gave some thoughts on that. Make sure you check out that episode if you missed it. But we've got some leaks with the Google Pixel 4. The phone actually leaked. We got to see this brand new revolutionary design on the back of the phone, which was interesting, a new camera design. We'll show that in just a second. But what was actually more interesting than the phone leaking was the fact that Google just flat out posted a screenshot of the phone on Twitter.
I mean, they had no shame about it.
No,
they just said, here, you're so interested? Here.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the phone.
That's literally what they said. So let's pull up the tweet really fast here. So this is from the Made by Google Twitter account. And it says, quote, "Well, since there seems to be some interest, here you go. Wait till you see what it can do. Hashtag Pixel 4. And then they included a little picture here, a rendering, I guess, of the Google Pixel 4. And you can very clearly see this revolutionary camera design on the back. Remember, Google Pixel phones have always had a very clean back of the phone. They're very clean phones.
One camera.
And they've always had one camera. But what we're seeing here is we're seeing a little box with rounded corners.
Yeah.
Like a little box coming out from the back of the phone.
So,
and there looks to be two cameras?
Yeah, so I don't know if everybody can see it from the little glimpse we gave. There are two cameras on the back, plus a flash. Those are really easy to see.
Yeah.
But at the top, you can definitely see a little...
In between the two cameras, you can see...
Yeah, in between it at the top. It seems to be some sort of sensor. It doesn't look like a full-size camera.
No.
But we actually did some enhancing, some image processing, some zooming in, and really getting the nitty-gritty of this phone. If you see in the bottom right, looking at the back of the phone,
of the box,
there's some sort of sensor down there, or some black dot. It could either be a microphone or a sensor or something.
So if I had to guess, obviously there are two different sensors. One of them is very well hidden. The other one you can clearly see because there's a layer on the rendering. If I had to guess, there's two cameras, a flash, a time of flight sensor, maybe.
Yeah.
If I had, because that was, remember that from the Nokia 9? We talked about that. And maybe some sort of other light sensor of some kind?
I'm guessing that that's not all the sensors we have so far. I'm guessing that there's other sensors back there. Because, I mean, with, what is it now? 5 dots on the back. I would say sensors, but we have the flash. With that, I mean, take the flash off and do it like the other phones. Don't do it on the actual bezel. That's 4 things to fit onto a thing. They could easily do that on a line, or they could do it in a better way.
No, but they decided to make a nice little box and kind of make like a like a diamond.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's an interesting design.
Google's just always been really elegant. It's always looked really, really nice.
And this looks like the surprised Pikachu meme.
Yeah, this doesn't really fit what I know from Google. I mean, I hope the front of the phone really drives it home. Because
they're not changing much on the front of the phone from what I hear. So get this. The phone leaks. Then Google posts a screenshot of the phone on Twitter. And then the phone was spotted outside in London this week.
Google.
Right after. Google, stop leaking.
You aren't doing a very good job. I mean, it's building hype, though.
It is. There's a lot of people talking about this phone.
They got us to talk about it.
Yeah. And so Google seems to be testing it already, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But what the person who saw this phone outside did say is that the front of the phone, same design with the bezels, so not much has changed there.
Were there any pictures of that?
No pictures. There was a picture, but we just saw the same back of the phone.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get a picture of the front, unfortunately.
Okay.
So I just decided not to throw it in there.
Yeah.
Because this is a way better picture.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so it's an interesting design. So it's like a little box, and it definitely a nice big bump in the camera.
Yeah, and I imagine that's a bezel. I mean, or not a bezel. I imagine that's raised.
Yeah, which is really, really annoying.
It's going to be annoying unless you run a case on your phone.
If you used a phone that has a camera bump, setting it on a table, it wobbles all over the place.
Yeah, and you're always worried about scratching the glass in the back, which isn't too much of a worry nowadays because they use really good glass. But
that wasn't a problem on the Pixel 3 and
Yeah.
the Pixel phones before that, because it was just one camera, where now there's this giant box.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't like it. I think it looks a little funny.
I definitely think there's more they're hiding there. I think that glare on the top is hiding more sensors or something, because I just don't see them doing something
I don't know. What do you think this new camera, revolutionary, could do? Because keep in mind, Pixel phones can already do portrait mode. You might remember this. Google was revolutionary in doing portrait mode with only one camera, while everyone else was adding in a second camera to pull off portrait mode. So why are they all of a sudden adding in two cameras? What kind of new tricks do you think they're going to do?
So my best guess is optical zoom.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume they're going for something like a 2x lens there, or maybe something even more.
Yeah.
To
So
get
you're saying
a better
lens,
zoom.
Zoom?
Yeah, because I mean, they have all the software to blend two lenses together. They could really do great with two cameras.
Yeah.
Other than that, maybe some sort of AR.
That could be what one of the sensors is for.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine there's some sort of dot project. I don't know. I'm some sort of distance sensor on the back. Because with what 4 sensors we counted there, I can't.
5.
It's yeah.
Oh,
or
sorry, not
one's
including the flash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
four we can see. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's and only two of them being cameras.
Yeah. The other two are some mysterious things.
Yeah, and usually you only see extra sensors on the front of the phone for something like Face ID, for face unlock, and
But this
more
is on the
security.
back.
No, this is on the back.
And Google's openly saying, wait till you see what it can do. That's interesting to me.
I also was thinking, I don't know how likely this is, better recognition, because they can already use your phone to search Google for something, so maybe something to do there. I'm not sure.
Some sort of image processing. I don't know.
We'll have to wait and see what it can do.
Yeah, obviously. I think this is interesting, though, that Google just openly puts this out here. Why do you think they just tweeted it out?
I have no idea. I mean, every company knows their phones are going to get leaked. Every big company. Apple knows that they're going to get leaked. We already had an Apple phone leak. Google knows they're going to get leaked.
Oh, yeah, just pointing this out, this looks very similar to some of the iPhone 11 leaks.
Yeah. I mean, they know they're going to get leaked. They know that their phones aren't going to be under wraps anywhere near till the release date.
And the leaks already drive up a lot of buzz, discussion anyways.
I mean, it makes sense that Google would have this on standby, be like, hey, whenever this phone gets leaked, because we know it is, post something. Post this on our Made by Google page. Post a picture of it. Just a picture of the back. Nothing technical.
Yeah.
Don't give them all the information. That way we are sort of speculating, like we're doing. We're speculating what the phone can do and all of that up to the release date where we finally see it and we tune in.
And here we have much more confidence. We know this is what the final product is going to look like because it's literally posted by Google themselves.
Yeah.
Whereas with the leak, things typically change a little bit because the leaks aren't always accurate or up to date. That's interesting. I came up with a couple of reasons why. I think that maybe Google is trying to prove to people that they're not just copying the iPhone.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, Google's phones release a month after Apple's phones do. And a lot of times the two companies have some similarities. The iPhones release in September, and then Google releases their phone in October, and all of a sudden people are like, Google, you just blatantly copied Apple. Whereas in reality, these phones are getting developed for months and months and months. So maybe that's one reason, just an idea. I was also thinking, like you were suggesting, maybe Google just doesn't care about the leaks anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, their Pixel 3 was leaked a ton. They even made a video when the Pixel 3 released. A compilation of all the YouTubers talking about how much the phone had leaked. So Google's phones just keep getting leaked. Why not leak it themselves?
Yeah. I mean, give people a real view that like they can trust this is the actual phone.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's a smart marketing strategy.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think it's anything other than marketing.
And it's nothing we've seen with any other smartphone companies. You don't see Samsung go and post 4 months before their phone releases, hey, check out our phone.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely hits a lot of good things. It spreads the phone. It gains recognition for them. It shows that they're not copying anybody, that you see their phone before everybody else's. It really, I mean, it does so many things. I don't think it really has one main thing that they were trying to accomplish. I think it's just...
And one other thing I'm noticing as we look at this phone, the sort of two-tone back. You know how some of it's glossy and some of it isn't?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing that on this phone.
This seems to be just glossy on the back.
Which looks a lot like the iPhone. Just saying.
Yeah,
I know we're trying to say, hey, Google's not copying Apple, but the phones are getting similar.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense they would move just to glossy. They had a whole bunch of... I talked about this with the Google 3A. They had a whole bunch of transfer issues with softer metals transferring onto the back of the matte phone like a chalkboard. And I mean, people had speculated that they would go for underglass frost, like other phones have done, to keep that really nice two-tone look, but also not have that transfer issue. But maybe they're just going for glossy, which I'm 100% good with.
I am too. I'm excited to see what they are able to pull off with this phone. I think it's going to be really neat, and it's nice having an official first look at it months before it actually releases. But I think we've got some more leaks to talk about this week.
So some more phone leaks. So Verizon, in the words of PewDiePie, pulled an oopsie.
Okay.
They had a marketing calendar, and it got leaked.
Nice.
So we know the release dates of a lot of phones, most of the big ones. So we knew the release date of the Pixel 3a, and this had been leaked after the Google Pixel 3a.
Yeah.
So
this was leaked this week.
So it got leaked this week, and
but obviously this was made beforehand, a couple months ago, maybe.
Yeah. So this got made beforehand, and the Google Pixel 3a launch, it said early May. It was correct. And Samsung Galaxy Note 10, it says that'll be late August.
Okay.
Late September for the iPhone launch, and mid-October for Google Pixel 4. And those times seem to make sense to me.
They do. Oh, that's been the way it's been for at least a couple of years now.
Yeah, I mean, late September for iPhone.
Yeah.
Usually it's around mid-September, around there for iPhone.
Google's always been mid-October.
Mid-October.
And Samsung's always been August, so yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, at this point, we don't really even need something like this.
No,
this isn't big news.
No, it's not, but I think it's pretty funny how Verizon pulled an oopsie here.
They pulled a big oopsie. It doesn't really matter, though. I
mean, it's
Google clearly doesn't care.
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a little bit more information to us. It's kind of funny to see that they got this leaked. I mean...
but actually, there is some significant news. Because Google posted a picture of the phone, their Pixel 4, so early, a lot of people were speculating, does this mean Google's going to release it earlier this year?
Yeah.
And now this calendar went ahead and completely obliterated that idea.
I mean, what was the... I don't remember how this leaked. Was it just an alternative source, or was it actually through... some sort of Verizon?
I don't know. I think it was through an alternative source.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it could still release early. With leaks, I mean, we just talked about it.
Could it be Verizon speculating on when they think the launches are going to happen? Or do you think Verizon has the information?
This is definitely the safe bet. If I were going to make a fake calendar, I would definitely just say, mid-October for Google, late September for iPhone, late August for Samsung.
Because that's when it happens every single year.
Yeah, and I mean... And adding the Pixel in beforehand, it makes sense to add credibility. I don't know if this is fake or not. It seems like it's probably just real. Or it's really well guessed, it's just guessed, because we kind of know when everything's going to release.
Yeah.
But that's all we have there. It's not anything super interesting. But I believe you have a story about Huawei again.
Yes, we do. Huawei just messed themselves up. I mean, these guys just... they're in hot water. You might remember the controversy. They literally get banned from operating in the United States.
Oh, and I wanted to say something real quick there.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff. We left a lot of stuff out there.
We did mess up. So we covered Huawei's last controversy a couple episodes back on the show. I think it was last season. And we messed up in the research process or something because we
really
missed
did,
a lot of details on that. And now that we've looked at a lot of the details, I would say we have no sympathy for Huawei whatsoever.
Yeah, no. So, I mean, I imagine a lot of people who watch this are into the tech scene. And I know you trust us for your tech news, but I assume you went somewhere else. You probably know what happened, but Huawei basically has been spying on people a lot. And that's sort of one of the reasons they were disallowed from operating in the U.S. So we don't really have sympathy for them anymore.
Yeah, no, the last little bit of sympathy, because I knew they were, I mentioned this on the show, I thought they were kind of suspicious.
Yeah, I mean...
But no, they're so screwed. I mean...
last time, not knowing what I know now, it seemed a little bit rash, but now, no. I mean, it completely makes sense to disallow them from operating in the U.S.
Anyway, so garbage company, surprise, surprise, makes more and more garbage decisions. Huawei decided to put advertisements on their phone's lock screens for a little while. Check out these screenshots. Booking.com ads on people's lock screens.
I mean, it looks like a normal lock screen, but I assume this means you can't actually like use your own lock screen.
No, actually you could. It was if you were using, I think it was a magazine feature where it randomly switches the lock screen every day.
Okay.
It would put up a Booking.com ad instead.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
So, for those who can't see, it's this nice fancy picture. It looks like a nice tropical resort or something like that. Or in the mountains, as the picture on the right suggests. And in the middle is text, the logo for Booking.com.
Just Booking.com.
And this appeared on people's lock screens. And people were furious. I mean, Huawei getting more bad press after their last couple of controversies really just shot themselves in the foot here once again.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt most people are going to be using Huawei phones, and they're going to be disallowed from using Android. At this point...
Huawei's having to work on their own Android replacement right now.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Huawei is probably dead. I don't see them coming back from this. All of this is...
Maybe working in a couple of third-party or third-world countries.
Yeah, I mean, I can see them staying alive in China, but I mean, well, I guess it doesn't really matter what they do in the US, but anywhere else, any big market, I really don't see them competing.
Me neither.
I mean, you're disallowed from using all these standards that U.S. companies have set.
Can't even use micro SD cards.
Yeah, and now with this controversy...
I mean, they really shot themselves in the foot. So at least they acknowledged they shot themselves in the foot. They disabled this just a couple hours after they appeared. Early Friday, when XDA developers reached out, they said that they removed the ads. It's just a really weird decision.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who greenlit this, but...
I mean, it's happened before. You might remember Amazon did this on some phones.
Yeah, and I mean...
With the Amazon Special Prime Edition phones, where you pay less for the phone, and they put lock screen ads.
I was going to say, this looks like the Amazon reading tablets.
The Kindles? Yeah, the Kindles do this too.
They automatically have an ad on the home screen.
Yeah.
That is always there.
And it helps recoup costs, which makes the device cheaper. Whereas people are spending these aren't cheap devices. People spend lots of money for some of these Huawei phones.
If it's directly affecting how much I'm paying for your phone, I will take an ad on the home screen. Or I'll make that decision. I'll decide whether I want it. Yeah. But if you're going to still charge me so much money for a phone, not give me a cheaper option if I want ads, and then already put ads, well, I mean... It just, this decision seems really dumb.
Or reward me in some way for enabling the ads.
And personally, I don't think this is as big as the other controversy with Huawei.
Oh, obviously
I think it's a little weird.
But it goes to show you, they're making some really dumb decisions.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this one though, you can turn this off if it's just a feature with magazine.
But the magazine things are genuinely really good features. Like, I don't know. I don't use it on my phone, but I've seen some people use it in the past, and they absolutely love it because they get a different wallpaper every day, and sometimes they go, you know what, I really like that. And other days it's like, oh, that's neat. That's, you know. So yeah, I can see why people would get frustrated. Just the fact that their phone is getting turned into a billboard is enough to piss some people off. And rightfully so. But I think that's really all we've got for that topic. I mean,
Yeah.
not much to say about that. We'll be right back right after this.
Yep. So it's now time to talk about Amazon and a little bit of an unfortunate issue. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this yet. Amazon is getting sued for recording the voices of 2 minors.
Okay. Okay, let's see how that goes.
Yeah, so 2 class action cases were filed, one on the behalf of an 8-year-old boy, the other on behalf of a 10-year-old girl. And they claim that they had interacted with an Echo Dot, and the parents never gave consent for the children to be recorded.
What do you mean they didn't give consent for the children to be recorded?
So we actually talked about this just a little while back. We talked about the quality assurance recording that Amazon was doing.
Yeah, but when the device listens, that's how it listens, by recording.
Yeah, so I think what this is talking about is it being saved.
Saved to the cloud?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it's always going to be recorded, then uploaded,
yes.
or analyzed.
Yeah, we explained this.
Yeah, it's always going to be like that. But I think what they're mainly worried about is the fact that it's recorded and then used for quality assurance later.
It's saved in the cloud in order to remember things about the children, I guess.
Which, I mean...
I don't know. The language about this lawsuit seems kind of interesting. They say, quote, that the recordings could be used to store up vast amount of details about a child's life.
Yeah, I mean...
It's just voice recordings. I mean...
I guess I sort of understand the vast amounts of information you can get from this. But what vast amounts of information are you going to be able to get from this? You're going to be able to get music, interests. You could definitely get that.
What kind of games they like when
yeah, you could get any Google searches, any searches you do with the Amazon Echo.
Habits. When do they do stuff?
But, I mean, really, this stuff is already saved by so many companies.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime a child would go on Google and say, hey, or say Google, blah, blah, blah. Oh, my Google just came up. Anytime they say Google, hey, blah, 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 I want to do this, or any other voice assistant, it's going to go through Google.
Yeah.
It's going to make the search. And we've already seen that ads are tailored for that choice. And Google stores up vast amounts of information about everybody.
And so does Amazon Alexa.
Yeah, I mean, this seems a little bit iffy. I don't know how this case isn't immediately getting thrown out.
I don't know. So here's the thing. They're complaining about the children's... You're saying they're complaining about the children's voice recordings getting saved to the cloud, which makes sense. That sounds a bit creepy.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. If you remember these Amazon voice recordings, we've talked about them on the show before.
Yeah.
And what Amazon does with them. We explained that before last season on Let's Talk Tech.
This is about the Amazon Echoes and Echo Dots. I have one.
I don't.
Yeah, and I'm scared. He's not. He doesn't care. But this one's very interesting. Amazon apparently has thousands of employees listening to Alexa conversations. I mean, they say it's to train the model and quality, which I'm sure it is, but that's an invasion of privacy.
I'm going to disagree with you on that one.
Really?
As long as the employees can't see any information about who the recording is, who they're listening to, or anything like that, as long as they can only hear a recording or two, whatever.
So, as you see, we had already talked about this, and they just do it for quality assurance, and it makes sense why they do it, and I wasn't 100% for it, and I still know how I feel about it now. But honestly, this case seems really weak.
Yeah.
I would be almost certain if I knew that it would get thrown out immediately, because I'm almost certain that they have some sort of policy when you do the privacy policy to say, hey, whoever answers this can be recorded for quality assurance.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's one of the things that people need to know about these smart assistants, is that they do record you. Yeah,
and you brought this into your home. You were supposed to read the privacy policy. Well, nobody does, but you were supposed to read it, and
you give explicit consent, though.
Yeah, it's in your home. Expect the worst until proven otherwise with these products. Expect that they're recording everything you say.
Yeah.
Until you learn, they aren't.
It's not like they're recorded up in the cloud and you can't ever see them again. You can go access them, you can go delete them, you can go manage them, you can go listen to them. It's not some secret conspiracy or, whatever, to record the children.
Yeah.
And Amazon has a really solid defense against this, honestly. Yeah. Amazon claims that they don't create voice profiles of children under the age of 13 unless they're verified by a parent using their credit card number.
Yeah.
That's plenty of consent.
Yeah,
a parent has to explicitly give their credit card number to Amazon to create a voice profile for children. That seems like consent to me.
Yeah, and the voice profile thing, that's just for being able to recognize the voice of the child or the person who's using it. Being able to recognize their voice more accurate. And every phone has this. I mean, when you boot up an iPhone for the first time, you go, hey Siri, hey Siri, hey Siri.
Yeah.
And it says, okay. And I'm not going to do the rest with Google, but you do it. And you do it about 3 times, and they build up a voice profile. And every time you access it, they build up a voice profile.
And when you talk to these voice assistants, they keep recordings of you so they can tailor how they listen to you.
Yeah, they can make sure that your experience with this product is the best it can be.
Yeah.
And
then they can, like we said previously on the show, Amazon can go have people, human beings, listen to recordings to make sure Amazon Alexa is working properly.
Yeah, and I mean, I assume that's where the big case comes in, where they're like, oh, well, this is a minor. And I guess
we've had this debate on the show on whether or not that's ethical or not. You seem to lean more on the side of not really.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm kind of like, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think it makes sense. I think it should be a little bit more... I think people should know about it more.
Yeah, the problem is educating the public.
Yeah, I mean,
educating the public about this stuff is really hard, and that's one of our goals here on the show. Is to let people know, hey, this is what technology is doing.
Yeah.
Make sure you're aware.
So yeah, I mean, anyway, that's pretty much all we have for this.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm almost certain it won't actually lead to any big lawsuit.
Really, the only reason why they have somewhat of a case here is because they're minors.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. And personally, I see it getting thrown out. I don't see...
Yeah.
Amazon has all the lawyers in the world. Either they're going to settle out of court.
And it seems Amazon's already taken precautions to make sure that children don't get recorded and stuff without consent. So I don't see any problems with it. Yeah,
me either. And I mean, that's all we have. It's kind of interesting. I mean, we had talked about it a while back, so we mentioned it here. Yeah, I mean, that's all we have for that. So now it's time to talk about E3 and the gaming news. But if you like this and you want to hear more about gaming and E3 in general, definitely go check out my new show, Level Up. It comes out every week on Tuesday, and it takes a more of an informative role instead of discussion-y. And you can check it out on YouTube, Instagram, our website. So if you like what we're going to do here with E3 and the new releases and stuff, go check it out and see all the new releases coming this next Tuesday. All right, so let's jump right into E3.
Yeah, E3. Oh man, it was a good E3. Honestly.
It was. There was a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Well, besides PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation. PlayStation had very little this year.
Very
surprisingly,
little. I know. I mean, it felt like they didn't show up.
Yeah, I mean, really, it felt like they were absent. I don't know what they were doing this year, but yeah, that's joking about PlayStation aside. Lots of stuff.
For those of you who don't know, E3, Electronic Entertainment Expo, mainly like your gaming thing every
console
year.
Stuff.
You get to hear news about new games, new game consoles, things like that.
It's definitely interesting.
It is, and for your show, it's a great topic to talk about. And just because, I don't know, it's kind of funny. This is kind of the 1-year anniversary of Let's Talk Tech existing, because the very first episode of this show, I talked about E3. Oh, just saying.
Yep. So this will be the 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, I figured despite having the new gaming show and stuff, I figured, you know what, let's throw an E3 here as well, just as like a little tribute. It's been a year. It's been a year. 20
episodes a year. I mean, we missed the mark for weekly quite a bit.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Not the 52 we were aiming for, but I mean, we're gonna hit it next year.
Next year, yeah.
So I mean, this year. We're not going to talk about so much of the games on here.
Yeah.
That's why you would go to Level Up.
Yeah.
That's why you would go there and check out the games.
But we do like to talk about it a little bit, because gaming is an aspect of technology. And so when there's big stuff like this, it is important to mention it just a little bit and to have discussions about it.
And we definitely like to talk about the new technologies and stuff. First of all, cloud gaming.
Oh, yes. That was a thing this year.
It was huge this year.
I mean, remember Stadia last week?
Yeah, Stadia we talked about last week. And then this week... xCloud from Xbox or Microsoft. It's like, I mean, I don't know if this was timed, if Xbox saw, hey, they're releasing their thing, because I mean, if we remember and if you saw it, it was really, really small. The xCloud thing. I mean, they basically told us it existed, and not much else.
They mentioned it very briefly. If I'm not mistaken, they mentioned it very briefly last year. Hey, we're developing this.
Yeah.
They gave a little bit more detail this year, but they were still very quiet about it.
Yeah, I mean, I assume this is timed. They mentioned it because Stadia just came out.
Stadia is all the hype right now. A lot of people are talking about it. But let's talk about xCloud really fast. So there are some differences between it and Stadia. xCloud, we have a firm release date for their free version. And there's actually kind of a better feature to it.
Yeah.
If you already have an Xbox, you get cloud streaming using your Xbox for free.
Yeah, which is really interesting.
So you can stream from your Xbox to your phone, say you're somewhere else or something. So that's interesting, yeah.
I imagine this feature will be mostly used in the house.
True.
In your home, because, I mean...
It kind of already exists on Windows right now using the Xbox app.
I mean, cloud gaming, really, it's interesting. But for out-of-the-house use, it doesn't really make sense. I mean, where are you going to be that you're going to have a good enough connection to actually connect to this?
That is very true, because 5G isn't out yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be...
Besides fake 5G.
Yeah, besides fake 5G. It's going to be really spotty anywhere. It's going to be hard to do anything like that. So, I mean, I imagine this will be mostly used for inside the house. There's also a paid version where they do the processing for you.
Yeah.
That doesn't have a release date yet. Just the free one does.
Just the free one, where you, which is interesting because you can use hardware that you already own. You don't have to use Microsoft servers or anything like that.
Yeah,
you can use all the games that you already own, which is great. So yeah, xCloud, I would say the big advantage over Stadia is the fact that it has Xbox's library of games.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have probably all the Xbox exclusives.
Oh, exactly.
And that's huge. That's Halos. And with the fact that you could process it, I imagine they may put in a lot of backwards compatibility.
Probably.
I mean, maybe you could see this being, buy the paid version, get the old original Xbox games
maybe.
Free.
If they can put those in servers.
I imagine they could. I mean, they don't have to give you anything for your own Xbox.
Maybe that's yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's just speculation. We probably won't hear about it till next year's E3 in detail. I mean,
yeah, there's no idea when they're going to launch the cloud version.
Yeah, the actual cloud version has no release, so maybe we hear about that.
What?
In time for December? I don't know.
I don't know. Well,
it seems unlikely.
Stadia is launching their cloud version in November. You would think that Microsoft would try to follow as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was a lot of people who got to try out the cloud version at E3, and they said there was really not much difference between it and Stadia. So,
yeah. I mean, it's cloud gaming. It's going to be like playing any other game.
Yeah. Project Scarlet, though, is also very interesting. This is another Xbox news-related thing. Project Scarlet is their new game console, their next generation game console.
Yeah.
You want to tell us some of the specs on that?
I don't know if I have the specs up. Basically, it's insanely powerful.
Yeah.
What did they say? Like, 5 times more powerful?
Yeah.
Than the current Xboxes?
Yeah. Because
of their new graphics processing chip. I mean, it's insane. It's going to be 5 times more powerful. And what we have already is possible. I mean, can't it do 4K gaming?
So the current Xbox One X can do 4K gaming.
Yeah.
But this one is going to be capable of doing 4K 120 frames per second.
Yeah. Also, they said it'll be 8K.
Yes, they also said it would be 8K capable.
Which is exciting to say the least.
There's only like one 8K TV on the market right now, which is crazy.
Well, I mean, if you get out maybe you could get like your 6K Apple monitor.
That is true. Downscale it a little bit.
Yeah, downscale it 2K. I mean, it'll work. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty interesting. They aren't ditching the disk drive.
They aren't ditching. Yeah, that's interesting because a lot of people remember that Xbox One S all digital that came out earlier this year. We talked about it here on the show. Everyone was kind of suspecting, maybe Microsoft will finally ditch the discs.
Nope.
They're keeping that, and there's also an SSD.
Yep.
For faster game loading, which is brilliant. I can't believe Microsoft hasn't done that sooner.
Yeah, honestly, they need SSDs.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stop us here. Check out Level Up.
Yeah. Check out Level Up.
We're not going to give you all the E3 news. Right here, we're just going to stop right here. Go check out Level Up.
Yeah, because we got trailers. We got
trailers. We have all of this stuff.
I will ask you one simple question.
Okay.
What was your favorite announcement?
Ooh, that's difficult. I guess it would have to be. Oh, the game. I mean, a lot of the games got me really excited. I would have to say, it's almost certainly the new Legend of Zelda game.
I knew that was going to be your answer.
I mean, I played that old one. Or I played the what is it? Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And I have hundreds and hundreds of hours on it, and I'm really excited for a new sequel to it. I'm interested to see what they do with it. I mean,
yeah.
If you want to hear more about that though, and more about anything, go to Level Up. You can find it
on YouTube. The Let's Talk Tech channel is on YouTube. You can find it on our website, laststrawnews.com. You can find it on Instagram on our Let's Talk Tech Pod Instagram page.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and say my favorite announcement at E3 was probably Project Scarlet.
Really?
That looks pretty exciting, honestly. Yeah. I didn't... No!
Okay.
No. My favorite announcement, this is going to be a little bit weird. It's not Project Scarlet, because that's going to be expensive, honestly. And I ain't buying that anytime soon. It was the new Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh, really?
Yes. It looked stunning.
Yeah.
I'm so excited that Microsoft is finally bringing that back.
Yeah.
It was such a great franchise. I remember playing Train Simulator as a kid. I thought that was brilliant. No, I'm so glad Microsoft... I hope they do a good job on it. I hope they don't make it too arcade style. I hope they really go for the hardcore simulation like they used to. No, it looked stunning. The graphics, the trailer, it was really neat. That was my favorite announcement.
All right, nice. Yeah. So that's all we have here. That's all we have for the E3 news.
Yep. So... I'll go ahead and wrap this up then. So that's all we've got for Let's Talk Tech this week. It's a good episode, honestly. Lots of bad news about Huawei, but lots of leaks, lots of lawsuits. Maybe not the greatest episode after all.
Yeah, lots of sad topics.
Yeah, lots and lots of sad topics. Of course, Google keeps getting leaked over and over and over again. Of course, if you like this episode, you know what to do. Hit that 5-star review button on Apple Podcasts.
Yep, please leave us one.
Check us out.
Thank you every week.
Check us out. Spotify, Anchor, Stitcher, so many, Google Podcasts, so many places. YouTube now even. We post our episodes on YouTube.
Yeah. And
if you want to go find episodes, you just want to see like a clear-cut list of all the episodes, you can go to our website now even. We're slowly building up our library of shows and stuff. LastStrawNews.com is the place to go. That's all we've got for Let's Talk Tech though. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you all next week.
Thanks for talking tech.